Hello, I'm Steve Weber, the host of Essential Book Drop. We're featuring our top 3 new releases that you can see and download at essentialbookdrop.com. Happy Monday, everyone. It's October 6th, 2025. With me, as always, is my co-host and my bookworm sidekick.
Good morning. Happy Monday. Ready to dive into some really interesting new books today.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've got 3 quite different reads lined up. Let's get right into it. We're starting with book 1. This is Dead Center, In Defense of Common Sense. It's by Senator Joe Manchin III, and the genre is political leader biographies.
Right. And, the sources immediately flag this as not just a memoir, but also a manifesto.
Exactly, a manifesto, which is interesting, right? He's been in politics, over 40 years?
Quite a career.
And he's really carved out this space for himself in the Dead Center, as the title says. The book apparently argues for taming all the anger and, the tribalism we see, using these common sense principles.
Yeah, and common sense is the core of it. The sources suggest he's trying to define what that actually means in today's Washington. Fiscal responsibility, energy independence, that kind of thing.
Things that sound, common sense, I guess.
Sort of, but his argument is that it requires pushing back against the extremes on both sides. He's positioned himself as that centrist swing vote, and the book apparently details why that's such a tough spot to be in. It's his defense of that position, really.
Okay, and this detail jumped out at me from the note. The foreword is by Nick Saban, the football coach. What's the thinking there, you think?
Well, it's pretty clever positioning, isn't it? Saban's known for discipline, results, fundamentals, and he's generally seen as, politically neutral.
Right. So Manchin's linking his political approach to that kind of nonpartisan success model. Like, this isn't about party, it's about strategy that works.
Exactly. Elevating it above the usual D.C. fray. And the book apparently promises some eyebrow-raising insider stories, never before told stuff from the Senate, the White House.
The juicy bits.
Right. Explaining why things get so gridlocked. It's framed as his personal declaration of independence, almost a plea for people to get back to pragmatic, bipartisan problem solving. If you want to understand centrism and gridlock in 2025, this seems like an essential read.
Definitely sounds like required reading for anyone trying to figure out Washington right now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's shift gears dramatically.
Yeah, let's. From politics to
pucks and passion, maybe. We're on to book 2. This is Top Shelf Seattle Serpents by Tegan Hunter. Genre: sports romance.
A fan favorite genre, and Tegan Hunter's big in that space.
So the setup here is classic, but with a twist. You've got this veteran hockey player kind of needing to prove he's still got it, still in his prime. That's his career conflict.
The professional stakes.
But then there's Vanessa. She's his captain's newly divorced stepsister, and he needs to resist her. Big time.
And the plot thickens, because the sources say they already had a secret one-night stand.
Oh, okay, didn't see that coming right away. That complicates things.
Hugely. And then she moves in with him as his roommate.
New roommates. Okay, that's just asking for trouble.
Completely. So now it's forced proximity on top of the forbidden aspect, on top of the secret past.
Tegan Hunter is known for layering these tropes, right? The notes mention forbidden romance, teammates, sister, roommates, and age gap. That's a lot.
It's a potent mix. The teammate sister trope is especially high stakes in sports romance. If he messes this up, it's not just his heart on the line. It could blow back on his relationship with his captain, the team dynamics.
Okay. So it threatens his career,
the
very thing he's trying to save. The romance isn't just inconvenient, it's potentially disastrous professionally.
Exactly. And the roommates thing just guarantees constant temptation. The sources mention Hunter's known for witty banter and protective heroes.
Right, gotta have the banter. And the protective hero part probably makes it even harder for him to keep his distance, especially if she's going through a tough time post-divorce.
Precisely. So that whole just roommates, that's it plan, it apparently unravels pretty fast into something much steamier and way more secret. Sounds like a classic addictive read for the genre.
Definitely sounds like it hits all the right notes for romance fans.
Okay.
One more pivot. We're leaving the hockey rink and heading somewhere much colder, much more isolated.
To the Orkney Islands.
Yes. For Book 3, The Killing Stones, a Detective Jimmy Perez novel by Anne Cleves. This is in the traditional detective mysteries genre.
And it's the return of Jimmy Perez. Fans of the Shetland series will be thrilled. But interestingly, he's in a new setting here, Orkney. Even more rugged, maybe more remote than Shetland in some ways.
And the crime hits close to home for him, which always dials up the tension in these kinds of mysteries. The sources say his oldest friend goes missing.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and is then found dead. at an archaeological dig site specifically.
Okay, the archaeological dig site is key. And the victim being his oldest friend, that personal connection immediately puts Perez in a difficult spot.
But what makes this really stand out, according to the notes, is the murder weapon.
Right. An ancient story stone.
A story stone? What does that even imply?
Well, it suggests something deeply symbolic, doesn't it? Not just a random crime of passion. It feels premeditated, rooted in the island's history, its legends, maybe. It forces the investigation to look beyond the present day.
So the setting, the history, the archaeology, it's not just background dressing, it's woven into the crime itself.
Absolutely. The stone points to a motive connected to the past, to local lore, maybe some long-buried secret. It adds this layer of almost folk horror dread to the mystery.
And then you have Perez investigating his own friend's murder. How does Cleves usually handle that kind of compromise objectivity?
She's a master at it. Because he's so close, his judgment is inevitably clouded. In a place like Orkney or Westray, as mentioned in the notes, these are tight-knit communities. He knows the suspects, they know him.
Right. Their neighbors, acquaintances.
Exactly. So there's this constant internal conflict for Perez between his grief, his loyalty, and his duty as a detective. Cleves uses that insular setting brilliantly. Everyone's connected, which makes uncovering the truth incredibly painful and complex. You know, she's huge globally, with Vera and Shetland being massive TV hits.
Yeah, her name recognition is incredible.
Yeah.
And it sounds like this book delivers on everything fans expect. That rich, brooding atmosphere, the claustrophobic community, and this unique historical depth from the archaeology angle.
Definitely. She doesn't just give you a whodunit, she explores the soul of the place and its past. That interplay between the modern crime and the ancient echoes from those stones, that's what makes it so compelling.
So, 3 very different but equally intriguing deep dives for you this week. You've got the political dissection of the center ground, a high-stakes forbidden sports romance, and an atmospheric, historically tinged island mystery. Something for everyone, I think. Well, thanks for joining us today. And if you want to take a look at any of these books, visit us at essentialbookdrop.com, and you'll have all the links right there. We'll do it again tomorrow.
That's great. Goodbye, everyone.
Until then, keep on opening new worlds with great new books. And whatever you do, remember this. When you read,
Your mind becomes its own kingdom.